Here is a question that almost every passenger has thought about at least once. You're sitting inside a plane, 35,000 feet above the ground. Something goes wrong, and your first instinct is, where are the parachutes? Every seat has a seatbelt. There is a life vest under your chair, so why on earth is there no parachute for you? The answer is not what you think, and once you understand it, you will never ask this question again. Reason number 1. The speed. A commercial airplane cruises at around 450 to 480 knots. That is close to the speed of sound. Deploying a parachute at those speeds would tear it apart instantly. The fabric would shred in less than a second. You would not float down safely. The parachute would simply explode the moment it opened. Reason number 2. The altitude. Even the riskiest planned skydives happen at no more than 15,000 to 16,000 feet above the ground. Commercial planes fly at 35,000 feet, where breathable air is basically non-existent. Without an oxygen tank, a full flight suit, a helmet, and specialized gear, you would lose consciousness within seconds of leaving the plane. Passengers would need oxygen tanks, flight suits, helmets, masks, and regulators just to survive the jump. That is not a parachute anymore. That is a full military operation. Reason number 3. The plane was not designed for this. Commercial airliners carry hundreds of passengers throughout a long pressurized fuselage, with no practical way to provide safe, unobstructed exit paths for every seat. Small skydiving planes have a simple open door. Military aircraft have a ramp at the back, but a commercial passenger jet has neither. If you tried to open a door mid-flight, you would most likely be thrown straight into the wing or the tail of the aircraft. You would not even make it away from the plane. Reason number 4. Nobody knows how to use one. Even first-time skydivers doing a tandem jump, where the instructor does almost everything for them, need at least 30 minutes of basic instruction before the dive. Now imagine a cabin full of 200 panicking passengers, oxygen masks on their faces, the plane shaking violently, and someone shouting at them to correctly strap on a parachute harness in under 2 minutes. Not everyone is good at following detailed technical instructions, even when time and stress are not a factor. In a real emergency, most people would not even get the harness properly on. Reason number 5. There is simply not enough time. To have all 200-plus passengers strapping into parachutes and proceeding to the few exit doors would likely see the majority run out of time before the plane hits the ground. When groups of people skydive together, each group must leave a minimum distance of 500 feet between themselves and the previous group. That means several seconds are needed between each person jumping. Do the math. 200 people. A few seconds each. It is simply impossible. And here is the biggest twist. Most airplane accidents do not happen at cruising altitude. They happen during takeoff and landing. A parachute is completely useless at 300 feet above a runway. You need at least 1,000 feet of altitude just to open one safely, so parachutes would only help in the rarest possible scenario. And even then, for all the reasons we just covered, they would almost certainly fail anyway. The real safety system. The real safety system on a commercial plane is not a parachute. It is the engineering, the redundant engines, the trained pilots, the hundreds of backup systems built into every aircraft. And the numbers prove it. Flying commercially is statistically one of the safest ways to travel on the entire planet. So the next time you board a flight and wonder where the parachutes are, remember this video and just enjoy the ride.